How do you overcome the loss of a parent as a child? Since I was 10, my life has been shaped by a series of painful events. My mother was diagnosed with cancer when I was young, and she passed away 9 years later. We were living in poverty even before her illness, and her sickness only made things worse. I never had the freedom to hang out with friends on weekends unless it was something that didn't cost money. My adolescence was lonely, and I never received any emotional support. I never had success with girls, and I felt completely isolated, unable to share my struggles with anyone. At 12, I spent months in the hospital with an unexplained fever, undergoing countless tests like bone marrow biopsies and colonoscopies. Despite all the tests, doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong. The fever eventually disappeared on its own. Shortly after, I started using drugs to escape from my reality. I began selling them to fund my addiction, missing 3 years of school. I became more withdrawn, surrounded only by friends who didn't understand what I was going through. My father was overwhelmed with his own struggles, trying to provide for the family while battling alcoholism. My mother, on the other hand, was consumed by her addiction to alcohol and prescription drugs. No one in my family was there for me emotionally. My mother's sisters pretended to care, but secretly wanted to take advantage of my mother's situation, even attempting to kick her out of the house to sell it. When my mother passed away, I felt numb. I couldn't cry, despite everyone around me expecting it. I was too emotionally drained from the years of suffering. Eventually, I emerged from this dark chapter, clean and mentally stable. Now in my 30s, I have a stable job, a home, and a loving partner. Looking back, I realized that all the hardship I faced made me stronger, mentally and emotionally. The scars are still there, but they remind me of how far I've come. Despite everything, I survived, and I've learned that true strength